will bring you the world's first 747.
It's the early 1970s, and you are flying on a brand new plane, the luxurious 747. You can't believe what you see in front of you. The large airplane is as large as a 5-story building. No, larger actually. The airline? Pan Am, or Pan American World Airways. That is how I believe people must have felt when the first 747 flight with Pan Am took place. Now let's talk more about Pan Am, the unofficial national airline of the US. Let's talk about it. The first Gulf War, triggered by the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait on August 2nd, 1990, caused fuel prices to rise, which severely depressed global economic activity. This in turn caused a sharp contraction of worldwide air travel demand, plunging once profitable operations, including Pan Am's prime transatlantic route, into steep losses. These unforeseen events constituted a further major blow to Pan Am, which was still reeling from the 1988 Lockerbie disaster. To shore up its finances, Pan Am sold most of its routes serving London Heathrow, which was arguably Pan Am's most important international destination, to United Airlines. This left Pan Am with only 2 daily London flights, serving Detroit and Miami, which both used Gatwick as their London terminal from the start of the 1990-91 winter timetable. Further asset disposal included Pan Am's sale of its German routes to Berlin to Lufthansa for $150 million, which became effective at the time and brought the total value of asset disposal up to $1.2 billion. That's a lot of money. These measures were accompanied by the elimination of 2,500 jobs. That's also a lot of jobs. These cutbacks were announced by the airline in September of 1990. Pan Am was though still forced to file for bankruptcy protection on the 8th of January 1991. Delta Airlines purchased the remaining profitable assets of Pan Am, including its remaining European routes and the Frankfurt mini-hub, the shuttle operations, 45 jets, and the Pan Am Worldport at John F. Kennedy Airport for $416 million. Delta also injected $100 million, becoming a 45% owner of the reorganized but smaller Pan Am, serving the Caribbean, Central and South America from a main hub in Miami. The airline's creditors would hold the other 55%. The Boston to New York, LaGuardia to Washington National Pan Am shuttle service was taken over by Delta in September of 1991. 2 months later, Delta assumed all Pan Am's remaining transatlantic traffic rights except Miami to Paris and London. In November of 1991, all members of Pan Am's frequent flyer program, WorldPass, were transferred with their accumulated miles to Delta's frequent flyer program, SkyMiles. In October of 1991, former Douglas Aircraft executive Russell Ray Jr. was hired as Pan Am's new president and CEO. As part of this restructuring, Pan Am relocated its headquarters from the Pan Am building in New York City to the new offices in the Miami area, in preparation for the airline's relaunch from both Miami and New York on the 1st of November. The new airline would have operated approximately 60 aircraft and generated about $1.2 billion in annual revenues with 7,500 employees. But that did not work, as following the relaunch, Pan Am continued to sustain heavy losses. Revenue throughout October and November 1991 fell short of what had been anticipated in the reorganization plan, with Delta claiming that Pan Am was losing $3 million a day, which is a lot. This undermined Delta's, Wall Street's, and the traveling public's confidence in the viability of the reorganized Pan Am. Pan Am's senior executive outlined a project shortfall of between $100 million and possibly $200 million, with the airline requiring a $25 million installment just to fly through the following week. On the evening of the 3rd of December, Pan Am's creditors committee advised U.S. bankruptcy judge Cornelius Blackshear that it was close to convincing an airline to invest $50 million to keep Pan Am operating. A deal with TWA owner Carl Icahn could not be struck though, sadly. Pan Am opened for business at 9 a.m. and within the hour, Ray was forced to withdraw Pan Am's plan of reorganization and execute an immediate shutdown plan for Pan Am. Pan Am ceased operations on December 4th, 1991, following a decision by Delta CEO Ron Allen and other senior executives not to go ahead with the final $25 million payment. Pan Am was scheduled to receive the weekend after Thanksgiving. How rude! The weekend after Thanksgiving? How rude! Something good has just happened. You wanna have something bad happen after Thanksgiving? Anyway. As a result, some 7,500 Pan Am employees lost their jobs. Thousands of people whom had worked in the New York City area and were preparing to move to the Miami area to work at Pan Am's new headquarters near Miami International Airport. Economists predicted that 9,000 jobs in the Miami area, including jobs at companies not connected to Pan Am that were dependent on the airline's presence, would be lost after it folded. The carrier's last flown scheduled operation was Pan Am Flight 436, which departed that day from Bridgetown, Barbados at 2 p.m. EST for Miami under the command of Captain Mark Pyle, flying Clipper Goodwill, a Boeing 727-200 registered November 368 Papa Alpha. Delta was sued for more than $2.5 billion on the 9th of December 1991 by the Pan Am Creditors Committee. Shortly thereafter, a large group of former Pan Am employees sued Delta. In December of 1994, a federal judge ruled in favor of Delta, concluding that it was not liable for Pan Am's demise, which is at least something. Pan Am was the third American major airline to shut down in 1991, after Eastern Airlines and Midway Airlines. How sad. Actually, I don't like when we lose airlines. It's sad to lose historic airlines. So let's have a moment of silence for these three and all the other airlines that have shut down. Anyways, after serving only 2 months as Pan Am CEO, Ray was replaced by Peter McHugh to supervise the sale of Pan Am's remaining assets by Pan Am's Creditors Committee. Pan Am's last remaining hub at Miami International Airport was split during the following years between United Airlines and American Airlines. TWA's Carl Icahn purchased Pan Am Express at a court-ordered bankruptcy auction for $13 million, renaming it to Trans World Express. The Pan Am brand was sold to Charles Cobb, CEO of Cobb Partners and former United States ambassador to the Republic of Iceland under President George H.W. Bush and under the Secretary of U.S. Department of Commerce under President Reagan. Cobb, along with the Hannah Frost Partners, invested in a new Pan American World Airways headed by veteran airline executive Martin R. Shkreli Jr., a former Pan Am executive with 20 years of experience at the original carrier. Now, if you want me to, I'll make a video about the attempts to remake Pan Am. Under the terms of bankruptcy, the airline's International Flight Academy in Miami was permitted to remain open. It was established as an independent training organization beginning in 1992 under its current name, Pan Am International Flight Academy. So yeah, you can still visit Pan Am, though it's a flight academy, though it is also now owned by All Nippon Airways. In 1998, Guilford Transportation Industries purchased Pan American World Airways, an already names, rights, and intellectual properties. The railway was later operated as Pan Am Railways. In 2022, the company was acquired by CSX Corporation. Korean fashion company SJ Group opened a Pan Am flagship store in Seoul in 2022 after acquiring a license to produce Pan Am branded apparel and accessories. It looks cool. Anyways, there is still more information. So, the 3 deadliest Pan Am crashes was Pan Am Flight 759 in 3rd, Pan Am Flight 103 in 2nd, and Pan Am Flight 1736 in 1st. Pan Am Flight 1736 is, by the way, the Tenerife collision, so that was the deadliest plane crash ever, again if you don't count 9/11. And now we get to the part that is both my favorite part of the video, but in this case it might also be the worst. That is the aircraft that the airline operated throughout the years. Now there's so many that there's too many. So if you want to see me read all the aircraft that they had, I'll probably link a video in the description. But anyway, I'm only gonna read the important ones. They had 7 Boeing 314 aircraft. They had 13 Airbus A300B4s aircraft, 7 Airbus A310-200 aircraft, 8 Boeing 707-120 aircraft, 85 Boeing 707-320B aircraft, 9 Boeing 720B aircraft, 46 Boeing 727-100 aircraft, 16 Boeing 737-200 aircraft, 44 Boeing 747-100 aircraft, 7 Boeing 747-200B aircraft, 1 Boeing 747-200C aircraft, 11 Boeing 747SP aircraft, 9 Douglas DC-8 320s, and 33 aircraft, 1 Douglas DC-8 62 aircraft, 5 McDonnell Douglas DC-1030 aircraft, 3 Boeing 307 Stratoliner aircraft, 20 Convair CV-240 aircraft, 90 Douglas DC-3 aircraft, 49 Douglas DC-6 aircraft, 2 Lockheed Model 9 Orion aircraft, 4 Lockheed Model 10 Electra aircraft. Lastly, something that I found very interesting, 8 de Havilland Canada 7 aircraft. Remember earlier in the video when I said that was a mouthful? I take that back. When I'm gonna read this whole thing, that is gonna be a mouthful. Because that was less than 1/4 of the aircraft that I've got to say. If I ever decide to say all of them. And that's all. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.